new architecture, right? And we'll be discussing the MMMC setup, right? What do we need to do in order to set up a virtual mobility master? What is it we need to do to set up a mobility controller? What are the different ways in which we can provision a mobility controller to become part of our architecture? We'll be discussing that as well, right? Next, we'll be discussing how to configure a WLAN, right? As simple as that, how to configure a WLAN. To configure a WLAN is not that challenging, but along with that, there are many other components that we need to understand. What are the prerequisites? What is an AP group? We'll understand what is a dashboard. On that dashboard, how do we configure the WLAN? And in the back end, what are the system profiles? We'll be discussing all of that in this particular module, right? Next, we'll be discussing the security and Aruba mobility controller firewall features. Right, we'll be discussing roles, policies, and rules. How does all these three work together to provide you a control over the client that connects to your production network, right? So with the roles, policies, and rules working together, you can take a decision what your clients can do and cannot do into your production network. We'll be discussing all of that in those two modules. And finally, we'll be discussing the this ARM and client match, right? ARM and client match is a dynamic RF management technique, right? These are certain automatic techniques created by Aruba, which runs on your access points, on your controllers, on your mobility masters, to ensure your access points are working in the best way possible without any manual intervention, right? We'll be discussing all of these techniques in your class, along with your guest setup. Now, with this course completed, you will have a very good understanding of what is Aruba architecture, what are the components, how do we enable WLAN, what are the different AP groups, how can we enforce firewall policies, right? With all of that, you'll also know how to configure your guest WLAN. You'll have pretty much a very good understanding of Aruba architecture, and you will be eligible to appear for your ACMA exam, right? Aruba Certified Mobility Associate exam, right? Now, Aruba has got these verticals. One is wireless, one is routing and switching, one is clear pass, one is design, right? So in all of this, you've got these three levels, which is associate, professional, and expert. Now, we are going to discuss the wireless course, right? And in this, you've got design, you've got clear pass, and you also got routing and switching, right? So in wireless, we are going to discuss now ACMA course, and with that, once that is completed, you are eligible to appear for your associate exam, which is Aruba Certified Mobility Associate exam, right? It is around $135, which comes around $10,800. You can book it from your HPE Pearson book, right? So with this, we have completed the introduction. We're going to start the first module in the next 5 minutes. So it's 9:46. We'll take a quick 5 minutes break and we'll start with the first module. I'm sorry we do not get the opportunity to get introduced by